What's good, everyone? It's me. Today was a productive day. Today was the last day of just going over my notes and the material of everything. Um, I've been studying for a while, so it's like once I take these boards, I will be. Yeah. Some things can be changed. Some things can change. I hope. Really do. I hope everything's getting handled at the courthouse because I need to get this on a sponge because this is like not worth it. But anyway, everything happens for a reason, so I'm just trying to have positive thinking and everything and just get ready for these boards. It's a lot of managing and everything, but everything is working out, I guess. I just, gotta stay on top of things and make sure that I stay on top of things without getting overwhelmed. Because it's easy to get overwhelmed and feel like, you know, it's just not going as planned or something. So I am definitely gonna stay vigilant about that. I was on live on TikTok a lot today. A lot of people came through about with me and stuff, so I want to eat peanut butter right now. So. Peanut butter is good. Look at that apples. The peanut butter. Follow me. 10K. I gotta wash this makeup off my face. People were trying to tell me I was pretty today. They're just telling me I'm pretty. So I just kept saying thank you because everybody was saying it, and guys were like, "Are you single? Are you married? Where are you from? Come over here." Like, I just learning how to take it because it's just like, it is what it is. Like, that's literally how every day is for me. Really, it just was confirmation. But sometimes it's like, it's whatever. But how's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? I'm just on this Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Comment down below. Follow me if you're not following me. If you are subscribed, I love you and I appreciate you guys so much. I got my glasses on so I can see. I can see what y'all trying to say to me and stuff. To be honest, it's like, damn, like that was like more than a 360, right? That was like a flip flop, 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 flop. Oh, be a flip floppity flop flop flop. Literally, just just hanging out. Really, I'm about to get ready for bed here in a few minutes. I just got off a stream on TikTok and now I decided to come on here because, I gotta post, I gotta be consistent, so gotta give you some kind of content. It might not be the best, but it's real. It's real. You should take some time for yourself, LOL. I did already. I had a whole day to myself. I missed you guys. I took a whole day to myself. And it went well. It really did. Very, very productive. So, right now, I'm taking time for myself by coming on here and saying hello to you guys because that's what I want to do right now. And say hi. I mean, if you're trying to tell me something else, share it live, guys. Share it live, share it live, share it live. Share it live because I'm taking time out of my day to do this. So share it live. To be honest, like, I'm so grateful that I can even do this. So I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm not going to take you guys for granted. I want to keep reminding everyone to keep going no matter what. And don't panic because God is with you. You see a future with me? I'm not psychic. I think I'm psychic. I was just thinking about pulling some cards too. Thank you. Thank you, what is it? Jumping Bros. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. Yeah. Sometimes it is like a challenge to get on here because I think everybody's just like, gonna get at me. But for real, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I really feel like y'all might be the realest chat supporters I got, because y'all be saying stuff to me, and like some people on here just really are like, can be a bit mean and cruel, but there's some good ones on here. There's some good ones out here. Not everybody is bad. So I'm grateful for that. That's all I can say. I hope you guys enjoy my content. I hope you guys enjoy my profile, my YouTube channel. Like, I really hope you guys enjoy it. Because, like, I love what I do. And, you know, just makes me happy. Yeah, so I've just been mapping out my day tomorrow for tomorrow. I just been mapping out everything. Um, to be honest with you, I think that I have been in a bit of a denial, and I think I'm ready to come from out of that denial, and know that it's important to have a routine, and um have set your goals, you know what I mean? Like, cuz like that is important, because it keeps you on track, cuz it's so easy to get off track. But I do write a lot and read a lot, so if anybody ever needs to know about the reason why you do it, that's why you do it. Because in life, you never know. Things happen, and I can tell you right now, some things can happen that can make you just question everything, and you kind of just start losing yourself. And when you write things down, and you write down while you do it, and just keeping track of your everyday, you're putting yourself further into, like, more into a successful mindset, more, optimistic mindset. So I'm just saying, you guys keep thinking positive, keep being positive, don't give up on what you want, don't stop wanting what you want, go for your dreams, even if they seem far-fetched. Just be very um honest with yourself, use your tuition, and be able to read the room, I guess, because that's important. But to be honest, I'm very happy. I feel like I've been through a lot of tears and a lot of emotions and a lot of just doubt. And why doubt, right? When I have been in places I only dreamed to been. And, I've done things that I only dreamed and prayed to do. And, I just, to be who I am today and have that gratitude, that comes from winning. That comes from beating adversity, showing up for myself constantly, going above and beyond, because I didn't I wanted I did I wanted to prove to myself that I am more than capable to just do great things in my life. So, with everything being said, I'm just a messenger, a teacher, a friend, a reminder, a confirmation. It's me. Hi. It's just, it's a good place to be, bro. Sometimes, you know, we think about the date, the numbers of the day, what day we're in, and what week of the day, or what month, or what year, and all we can think is time is just going. It is. Time is just going, but it doesn't mean that you're losing. Every day, for real, you're a winner. Every day, you're like beating challenges and beating adversity, and you're beating yourself. You know, like, I believe each and every one of us has our higher self that be like, hey, don't give up. Don't you give up. Don't give up on what has been promised to you. Don't give up on what you're doing. Don't give up because it may look like something now, but you know anything anything can happen. Anything can change. Like anything. So just remember that. Remember how things were once before and how they are now. You prayed to have, but not gonna give up. Shoot, this camera's giving up. Shit. It says, but not gonna give up taking your advice. Oh, good, T-Bird. I'm glad somebody's getting good advice. Yeah, don't give up. Don't do that because you know what? It's just getting good. It's just getting good. It's like, why give up when it's just getting good? We just getting started. Huh? You know? Like, I think a lot of times when I was in my moments of doubt is I was thinking like, this is it. This is all that's gonna happen to me. This is my life. And when you think like that, yeah, you're gonna have emotional breakdowns, and you're gonna have questions and doubts about a lot of things because who wants to end it like right here? Like we think because someone just hurt my feelings, or the relationship didn't go the way it did, or the job rejected me. Guess what? There's something better. And even when I was going through my setbacks and my moments of change and discomfort, I kept hearing that there's better, there's better, there's better. XOXO agreed. Hey from Russia. Hi Roxma. Yeah, it's better. It was way better. So we can't just live in the fear of things just failing, or things not happening, or things are changing, people are leaving, new home, new state, new life, new job, new driver's license. Let's talk about that. Like, you come into a new state, you have to completely start over. You got to get a driver's license. You got to make sure you have your social security card. You got to make sure you have your birth certificate. You got to make sure you have your shot records from when you were a child on up. You have to have all of these documentations so you can be able to go further, because jobs require it, colleges require it, right? In order for you to get your car registered out here, you gotta have a driver's. You gotta have some type of form of ID. You can't get an ID without your social security. Everything, you gotta have. You gotta have all your stuff ready. Everything. Like me, I don't know what happened to my social security card, but I'm gonna order another one. Yeah, you're so sweet, and I thank you for reading all the comments and acknowledging all the new people come in. Of course, absolutely. Thank you guys for coming in next, period. Like, because it's like I could be standing here talking to myself, usually am. Having the times I'm sometimes just talking to myself or just one other person. So, but I keep myself busy You know, I try to make sure that I'm having a productive day. I would try to make sure that I'm putting the energy that I want into the universe, out into the universe with the intention to receive what it is that I want because I get what I want. And I'm not going to believe that I can't have it because of anything, you know? So, um, yeah. So we have to all be ready. Get your calendars ready, guys, because right now we're almost out of November and we're almost into December. So y'all get you some calendars. Get your calendars up. We're about to soon be in 2026. Like things are changing, things are coming fast. We got to be right on the clock too because apparently everything is just happening so fast. So if everybody could just please remember update your calendars, make sure you're staying planned out and you're paying attention to everything that's coming into your now because it's so important. It's so important. But yeah. I could put my phone down over here because my phone is charging. I love this. I actually love this chair. But you guys can't see me. Huh. Sorry guys, I'm like messing with the camera. But yeah. It's been like one of those days where I've been having like moments of having to have like a conversation with myself. And every time I have this conversation with myself, I'll be like, okay, I know that I want something, but what do I need? You know what I mean? So like it's all about prioritizing right now for me. And his eyes are on the floor. And his eyes are on the floor. Whose eyes are on the floor? Whose eyes are on the floor? All I know is nobody's eyes are on the floor. I do that. So, but yeah, it seems so. I know, like, sometimes you think about the future and you think about who's going to be in your future, like, are you going to have to go through this alone? Some of us make sure that we have people that we have, you know what I mean? So we don't have to go through certain things alone. But sometimes, you have to do something alone. Sometimes you have to do some things alone. That's just what it is. Like, you don't, doesn't mean you can't be, you got to be isolated away from the world. It just means that you got to prioritize you. Plankton. Plankton? Where? Did you just summon somebody in here when he was like, his eyes are on the floor, his eyes are on the floor? You said it mad times. Like he was talking to, he was trying to say like Candyman or something. Holding Tudix? What? What are y'all talking about? I don't know. This is the first time I'm actually getting this much action in my life. More than one person. That's interesting. Hello. It's so crazy because I used to only like I couldn't stay on live that long, but I could stay on live for hours. It would make no difference to me. That means you just gotta stay in the room for about forever, really. That's what you gotta do. So, it's been good. How about you? You're welcome. I went to the got my hair trimmed. I talked to my boyfriend today and he's crazy. He's a freaking Gemini like me. I don't know. But he's fun. He challenges me. I don't like it though. I don't like the challenging part, but it is what it is, I guess. I wonder, does peanut butter make you happy? I should look that up. She cut. It like don't like it's crazy because when I got my hair trimmed, I got a lot of it cut. But it's so like what the heck, bro? My hair is long and it's growing really fast. I'm really happy about that. My mom said when I was a little girl I had long hair, but my brother cut it all off once. Ugh. Yeah, my brother cut all my hair off. I literally was what I was looking at through my phone, and the crazy thing is, and this is the truth, I'm literally wearing the same leggings I wore a month from now today. These leggings I have on right now, I wore months ago, the same time, around the same month. The same month. Same, no, yeah, the same month, the same day, back in 2024. How do I know that? Because my phone updates me when there's like new reminders or something like that. Man, I was sleeping last night. I got so scared. I heard the biggest noise ever in my room, and it just like bah, bah, bah. I was like, what the heck? I jumped up. I went right to the source where I heard the noise, and I looked up and I saw that it was like this piece of wood, bro, from my bookshelf. This piece of wood fell and hit the ground like mad loud. Scared me so bad. Scared me. So, but you know how that be sometimes. You know things be just be falling. Stuff just be falling sometimes, right? I hate when stuff falls. It really makes me mad. 'Cause I'm like, why is everything falling? I do have a studio kit right here. This Autobox 996 Studio. So this is it right here. I'm gonna hook it up probably tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow is study day. Like I gotta study. I will be taking breaks during my study time. But this is just me getting into, you know, being productive, handling my responsibilities as an adult, and taking accountability with everything that I have going on in my life. So I know that nothing's going to be given to me, nothing's handed to me. So I'm going to just work for it. Hi. Just going to work for it. That's all I can do. That's all we all can do is just work for it. I'm trying to think, where did I do my makeup? Did I do my makeup in my room? Yeah, I did it in my room. That's where I did it. My makeup and my hair. I almost cut more of my hair, but no, I didn't do that because, you know, gotta, oh, thank you for the heart. Gotta, let the hair grow out because, you know, it's funny because they say that, a lot of black women, some black women think that they can't grow their hair to be very long, but they actually can. It really is about what you're eating and what you're doing. Um, that's going to result to your long hair. Like, I remember how I used to wish and wish and wish and wish and wish. I used to wish and pray I had long hair because I don't like wearing wigs all the time. But I don't wear wigs because I'm bald or anything. I wear wigs sometimes when I don't want to do my hair because when my hair isn't in this state, it's like curly, big, all that. So yeah, I want to be smart. So, but we can play a little bit of The Sims, huh? Let's play a little bit of The Sims. Ugh. Oh, we have to go over there though. Are y'all gonna want to go over there? We can. We can. We can. Ow. My room is dirty. It's not dirty. It's just that's books. It looks dirty, but it's not. It's not dirty. We see with being on here, I can't really like play certain songs and stuff because I can get demonetized. But and I don't want my video to get like not able to get published because oh shit. I think I'm at work. And they updated the app too.
Mm.
Hey. Ugh, man. This is a good day today. Oh man. She's crazy. Man, are you ready for bed? Anyway, it's so quiet in here. laying down too long. Ugh, stomach. I don't know if I should have ate that peanut butter because now my, oh my god, shit. Have y'all ever had like something you shouldn't have eaten? I feel like I have. Oh my god. Oh wait. It's cold. It's cold in here. I'm gonna wrap my hair tonight. I had to wrap my hair. Ugh. I had to wash my face. What is that? I've been on for an hour. That's good. Right? Is that good? Oh, man. I went to the dentist. They told me they can't even do a cap for me. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just gotta have faith that everything's working out. Even though sometimes it feels like, ugh, everything's frozen, stuck. And it's like, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just, I don't know. When something new happens to you, it's new strategies, new approaches. And I don't know how I handled this approach or not, but man, I hope I'm handling things correctly because it's a lot right now. I'm just feeling like it's like a lot going on. But I'm trying to manage everything and prioritize my goals.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I came on here for a little. I'm on here for a little bit, not too much longer though, because I gotta go to bed. I gotta get up early in the morning and start going in on these notes. It's it's late right now, isn't it? Sometimes we just be waking up. We just be waking up randomly, huh? We just be like, what the heck? Yeah, we be waking up randomly. I think so. Yeah, it's late. It's late. Hmm. Hmm. If you work overnights or however your schedule's set up, like, yeah, I can throw you off. I know what you mean by that. Your body adjusts to like your way of life. So depending where you have to keep all your energy is where your brain is at, right? Oh man, I'm just thinking. Oh God, it's like, you know, the most interesting thing sometimes that you can realize is that you really have to just let go of control. You have to let go of control, and when you let go of control, you find yourself like just flowing, just going with the flow. So yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's how it be. Sometimes you can't get a full 4, 6, 7 hours. That's how your body just gotta be up. It's crazy how we are, you know. But we know that we have to do it to be able to support ourselves. So we gonna wake up. We gonna stay up. Don't matter. So I feel like I have a regret. I feel like I'm regretting something that I kind of been harvesting in my heart. I kind of regret something, but I believe that it's gonna be okay. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I believe that um when someone shows you their true self, believe them. Like, believe like that's who that person really is. I just know one thing, as much as I want to panic and freak out, I had to tell myself like I'm giving myself time, I'm giving myself grace, because sometimes when I start studying, I be thinking, oh my God, I gotta do this fast. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get all this information in my head. And it's just like, stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. Because is you're gonna study, and you're gonna just take this risk to just trust your brain, trust your hippocampus that is gonna retain and retrieve all the information you need for the boards and for the tests. So just stop. I had to tell myself that. It's like, it's so weird. It's like, I keep thinking in my head, it's like, I remember the time when I was trying to get my driver's license, but I've been driving, and I've been driving without a license. Before I started driving, I didn't even have a driver's license. I had a car, I had insurance, and I was driving it everywhere, school, gas stations. I was driving that car, but eventually it did break down. I don't know what happened to it, but it did stop working. And it was the only way of transportation at the time, and that's all I had. So I was using that car to get to from school and stuff like that. Like, I park it in the parking lot. I didn't care as long as I can get to school, because I didn't like to walk. It's like there's too many creepers, bro. Like, mad creepers. I don't know what it is when it's about, like, when you're a girl. It's like when you're walking, you attract a lot of attention. Like, there's people that are watching you. I remember one time I was walking. I came from school, and I was walking, and I wanted to walk to the dollar store to get a Snicker. And when I walked to the dollar store, I got there. And when I got there, I got my Snicker, and then I left. And I started walking. Something told me to stay where other cars can see me, right? So I stayed, like, in the open. So I'm walking, and then I noticed that there's this white truck with this Caucasian white man with black glasses on, and, like, he was eerie, like he was, like, following me, and I knew he was following me because when I finally, like, I cut through to get home, and because I walked all the way down to, like, I walked in the open. I was not playing. So anyway, so I got to my house, and the door was locked. So something told me to hide. So I hid, and when I was hiding, I saw that guy. He literally came to my house, yo. He came to my house in his truck, and he was sitting there like he was waiting. And I was like, what the fuck? So then he went around, he drove off. So then something told me I need to hide again. So I hid in my backyard in this little shed thing. And, like, you could see, like, in the shed, like, you know. So I sat in the shed, I got in the shed, and then he came back around again, and he parked right across the street from my house. And I was like, what the heck is up with this dude? So I was like, yo, he's out for me. He's trying to get me. So I was like, I'm gonna stay right here. So then I waited for him to leave. He left finally. So I ended up walking across the street to my neighbor's house. The neighbor had a daughter my age, and she was really cool. She was like got tattoos and stuff, but she was cool people. She was a white girl, and I told her mom. I said, there's a man following me, and da 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 da. And she was like, what? She's like, go get my gun. So they went and get the gun and everything. And she's like, you sit right here, and don't worry, you can sit here until your mom gets home. It's like, thank you. So then it took hours for my mom to get home. And then when I left from over there, I went home. My mom was there, and I was like, Mom, there's a guy following me, and da da da. She's like, yeah, and I can believe it. But you know what? I think this is the same dude that was always following me, because I remember one time, me and my mom, we got in an argument, and I remember she kicked me out. I was a teenager at the time. She kicked me out. And I was so mad, yo. I was so hot. I was just like, I'm gonna go, la la. Like, I'm walking. I gotta get out of here, la la. Cause like she was bugging. So I ended up going into the neighborhood and I just started walking. And then something told me, go back home. Cause I was thinking, like, where am I going? I don't got nowhere to go. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I'm gonna go. Yeah, go back home. So I got a little bit. I got far, but not that far. So I was like a block over from my block, and so like I'm walking, and then I see this man in a white truck, white man with black glasses, and like he seen me walking, and like he slowed down. And I was like, what the fuck? So when I got from out of that neighborhood, I was already close to my neighborhood. And I noticed that he was, being weird. So I kept, I started moving fast. Like, I don't play. Like, you giving me the creeper vibes, bro? I'm dipping. I'm running. I know how to run. Yeah, so I ended up getting back home and I said, Mom, there was a man following me. And she's like, well, if you stay your disobedient blah butt in the house, you won't have to worry about nobody trying to take you. If you just listen, if you stop trying to be grown, rah, rah, rah. Like she used to go off on me. I was young though. I was like, I wasn't bad or anything. I was just young, and I was just, I don't know. I was maybe, me and my mom, we got into it a lot, you know. Um, and it was just, I was young. I was a teenager. I was doing what teenagers do, experience, explore, like go to parties and stuff like that. Like I was actually pretty, like, I'm not gonna lie, like school, I used to love school, but when everything happened in my life where my mom and my dad ended up going separate ways, and money was different. We had to move, and I had to move to a new school district. And I was from the east side of town. I was like where the white people were. I was going to school with the white kids, and like the rich. They weren't even all white. There was a lot of black kids too, but there was like a lot of wealthy kids. I was around a lot of children that had money. But when I had to move from there to I think I was in the northwest. I don't know what side of town I was in, but I guess I went to the second best high school. I don't know if it was the second best because there were so many other high schools, but the one I was at was the best. And I went to that school, and it was different, like people was different. It was a different type of vibe, different type of people, you know. I didn't know nobody. I literally was like in the middle of graduating. And like my mom, she took me out of my school where I was supposed to graduate. She didn't even let me graduate there. So, um, I was just so discouraged. I started skipping school. I made friends with people that weren't probably the best. They were not good people to be probably hanging out with, because they were, skipping school and doing things that they weren't supposed to be doing. And I was right under them, so, um, but I ended up getting kicked out of high school. Um, they weren't going to let me graduate because I missed so many classes and I was skipping and my grades were dropping. So um, they kicked me out. And, you know, after I got kicked out of school, I was just home. I was just home. And I did not just stay home, though. I went and I worked. Like, if I'm not in school, I'm working. You know what I mean? So I ended up getting a job at CC's Pizza as a server. And I was there all the time working, but they were starting to cut my hours and everything. So I had to leave from there, and then I had to get another job. I was just trying to get a job, you know. So I ended up getting a job at this place where my mom was working. It was like a factory, and listen, I didn't even know what we was making. I just knew that I had to sit there, glue material onto a box, glue material onto a finger. I didn't even know what I was making. And you know what I was making? I was literally making the commercial jewelry boxes. So like when you walk into a store, you can see the ring on the finger and the watch on the, yeah, I was making those. And the sad thing about it is I was falling asleep. I was like, I had to get up and be there at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was a good paying job though. I was making money every week, you know, so I was making good money. I think I was making good money. I just think that it was just it was a hard job. It wasn't easy, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Shit, I was going into the bathroom, going to sleep in the toilet, like on the toilet, like what the fuck. And I remember I was just sitting there, and they were like, "Okay, today you're gonna take this glue and you're gonna trace it around the borders of the box." And I'm sitting here taking glue, and I'm just going border, and then I'll slide it, and then border and slide it, and then they're like, okay, now you're gonna take and I had to do it with so many boxes, bro. I didn't even know I was making jewelry boxes. That sounds like good money. It was good money. I was working I could get paid every week, man. I made like 400 a week. I should have made more than that, but 400 a week ain't bad. To be real with you, at that time, that was not bad at all, especially a teenager who ain't got didn't graduate from high school. Yeah. So then, you know, I was out of school. I was supposed to graduate in 2010, 2011. I don't know when I was supposed to graduate. I think I was supposed to graduate 2010. And I didn't graduate in 2010. So anyway, I ended up getting a job there, and I was working there, but you know, I ended up getting fired because they said that I was falling asleep on the line, and I was ready to glue my face because I was so tired. And I literally had the glue going onto my face, so I couldn't stay awake. It was just too boring, bro. And the other people in there, they didn't speak English, so it was like I'm sitting here bored, doing the little square. Like I'm literally sitting down. I'm sitting down on a stool for hours, just gluing boxes, glue, and covering up fingers with material. Oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. But then I ended up getting a job I ended up getting hired at at Texas Roadhouse when it first opened up, and I got a position as a baker. So I was a baker. I was nervous. I'm like, why the did I sign up to be a baker? I ain't never baked in my life. Oh well, I'm a baker today. So I was a baker. We was making croutons. We was making bread. We was making the butter from scratch. We was doing it all. Like we was making bacon. Okay, we was baking, baby, and I was baking it up. And I remember when we had to make the dough. Oh my God, I remember how nervous everybody was to actually do anything because we were just so young. But yeah. So then after I worked there, I got really sick. I actually got dehydrated really bad, and it was so bad that it just the doctors had to give me 4 bags of fluid because I didn't have enough water in my body. Like I'm really trying to think, like how long was I going on without water if I had to get 4 bags of fluid? You know, I don't understand. So anyway, they gave me stuff, and I remember I went unconscious in the hospital, and I woke up, and they had all these bags in my arm, my body, and I remember I looked up and my mom was sitting right there. She said, "Desiree, how do you go without water as long as you did? I don't understand. They had to give you 4 bags. 4 bags. You were that hydrated." I was like, yeah, I must have been that freaking dehydrated. I was gonna probably die because um I remember at the time I was like, first it started like my mouth was really, really dry. I didn't realize there was something wrong with me until like I noticed like um my mouth was so dry. And I didn't understand why it was so dry. So then I started trying to drink water. And then when I started drinking water, it still didn't help it. Like it was still like really, really dry. And then and then I tried to walk to get in the car with my mom, and all of a sudden like my hearing went out, my vision, I blacked out, like I couldn't see, like I could not see nothing. It was just black, and I couldn't walk. And I remember how I just heard this ringing in my ear, and I didn't know what was wrong with me, and it turned out that I was really dehydrated, and my mom was freaking out. Like I guess I needed some medicine and stuff like that because it really threw everything off. I did like baking. Yeah, I love cooking. I love to cook. I love being in the kitchen. I love to like do things like that because it's it's refreshing. I like making something from scratch, and then it's like really just delicious and good. Like I love my cooking more than anybody else's cooking because I know like my hands are clean. I know what I did to the food. You know what I mean? Like I wash my hands before I touch food. I don't care. I'm a surgical tech, so I'm very big on like pathogens and microorganisms and stuff like that. So, but yeah, when that happened, my mom had to put me the flu like I was just on bed rest for a while. People came and checked on me and everything, but I was just like, I think I was a little dramatic too, because I was like, I'm dying, I'm dying. And then the weird thing about it is, and this is the truth, like, I lost so much weight at that time. It was like 2 weeks, yo. I couldn't eat. I was so sick. I couldn't eat anything. I was losing so much weight. My clothes weren't fitting, nothing. And I remember I was like, I have to eat something because everything I ate, like I was throwing it up, like I could not eat it. So then something hit me in my mind. I'm like, I need something solid, something that's gonna sit on my stomach. And I remember I seen a box of Raisin Bran, and I said that might just be what I need. So then I grabbed the box of Raisin Bran, put my hands in the bag, and I took a handful of raisins and chips. I mean, not chips, but the cereal. And I put it in my mouth. And it tastes really good. And it didn't make me feel like I was going to throw up. And I was able to, because I was weak. So that's what was happening. Like I was so weak that because I couldn't hold anything down, I couldn't eat. So when I got that Raisin Bran, oh my God, that Raisin Bran, man, woke me up. Here I am, boom, here I go, work. I'm up, I'm moving, I'm myself again. Like I'm wanting to see what's in my room. I want to see what I can put on. Like I lost so much weight. I was like, oh my God, I ain't got no ass. That's how bad I lost weight. I lost that much weight at that time. But yeah, yeah, I got really sick. I was sick. At first, I thought I got something from the restaurant because that's when it all started. Cause it was around the time when I started working at Texas Roadhouse as a baker. I remember that that ringing in my ears started happening there. And I didn't know why, but you know, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just got really dehydrated. and I thought I was exposed to black mold. So, but I wasn't. I was just dehydrated. I used to wonder if I was ever going to find a job that I would love and that I would keep for a long time, because a lot of these jobs that I had weren't lasting. Like they were good and everything, but they weren't solid. They weren't permanent. You know what I mean? Because like even when I was working on I was working on the DFAC, and when I was working in the DFAC, it was a good paying job. Man, I was making money. I was making bank. I was making money. Yes, I was. I was making money. I was young, out of school, making money. I'm surprised I even got a job without having, bro. Listen, I'm surprised I even got a job when I didn't even graduate from high school. And I was out of high school for 2 years, a year or so. I think I was out of school for a year. And then I ended up going to Job Corps, and I ended up getting my high school. Well, before I went to Job Corps, I went to me and my homegirl, because she also got kicked out too. Me and my homegirl ended up going to this GED class where you can get your GED. And yeah, I went there and everything, but it was just too many people there, and it made me too nervous because they were like, "Oh, come to the board and put this down," and and then everybody was laughing at me because I thought so. They asked me to come up there to do a math problem, right? So I go up there, do the math problem, and then I'm like, "Okay, that's my answer," and they're like, and then my homegirl that was there with me, she was like, "Are you sure that's the answer?" And I was like, "Yeah." And everybody was laughing at me. And I was like, why is everybody laughing at me? This is the answer, right? This is the answer. This is what it add up to be. This is the answer. This is the formula. This is what you do. Da, 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 da. Everybody was like, are you sure though? Are you sure this is the answer? I was like, yes, this is the answer. What the fuck? I got so mad, yo. Because everybody was treating me like I was stupid. And then when the teacher comes in, she's like, okay, that's right. That's the correct answer. I looked at my friend. I was like, why were y'all acting like I put in the wrong answer? They're like, oh, because it was just so funny. Da, 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 da. We just like messing with you. You're funny. Yeah, it's not funny. So I didn't see like I seen hope in it, but I was like, no, I need something else. I need something that's gonna. I was like, I just was thinking to myself. I was like, I need something that's going to. I was like wishing. It was like I was wishing within myself, like quietly. I was like, I wish there was a place I can go that I can get my high school diploma and I can get like a trade. And then I remember Job Corps, because my homegirl's mom used to be like, Desiree, have you ever thought about going to Job Corps? Job Corps is a good place. Like, you can get a trade there. You can do whatever, you can, a lot of good things can come from that. And I remember like when the time of my life was really like where I was really confused and didn't know what to do besides like work, and I couldn't work it anymore because I didn't have a car or a vehicle. I didn't have money. I was just like young, and my mom, she was doing whatever she was doing. I don't know what she was doing, but I know that I was like figuring everything out on my own. And I end up I end up putting in an application, and they were like, well, you're gonna have to have your mom's consent. And I was like, okay. Well, no, did I need her consent? They needed something from my mom though, because I was still like, I wasn't a minor or anything, but I was old enough to say that I wanted it. Cause I think I had my driver's license around that time. So I must have been like 19, 20, probably 20. Yeah. I was still young, but I remember I went to the unemployment office. I met with a recruiter and I said, "Hey, listen." I said, "Hi, I would like to go to Job Corps." She was like, "Okay, well, it's gonna be really competitive because those beds go fast." She was like, I'm gonna need some things from you, da 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 da. I was like, okay. So I started getting everything that I needed for her. And I remember one day she called me and she said, Desiree Thompson. I was like, yeah. She's like, so I have good news. And I was like, what? She said, So a bed just opened at Job Corps, at Treasure Lake Job Corps. And I said, "What, for real?" She said, "Yes, and they want to offer it to you." I was like, "For real?" She was like, "Yes," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, really?" She's like, "Yes." She said, "The only thing is, you would have to leave sooner." And I was like, "I would have to leave sooner." She's like, "Yes, you're gonna have to leave next week." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do it." She's like, "Okay, it's yours." So good luck. And then I remember that week came. I remember I had like a little suitcase. I didn't have much. I remember, man, before I left that trailer, because we stayed in a trailer at that time, my whole body locked up like I was being squeezed. I had one of the worst spells of dehydration. Yes, dehydration is nothing to play with at all. Like, that's why I keep water in my room. I drink water all the time. Like, water is an essential need. People, if we didn't have water, we would die off as humanity would be not like we wouldn't even be here. We have to have water. Even though our body is like 70% made up of water, it doesn't matter. Your body still needs it. So drink water, please. Don't do that to yourself. Like, don't put yourself in that predicament because it's not a good one to be in. And I know because I was there. But I remember when I got to Job Corps. No, so I remember. Okay, so I remember the last day I was standing in my trailer park in the trailer in the home that I lived in, and I remember I was standing in the room that I used to sleep in, and I remember I looked at that room. I looked down the hall. My mom wasn't there. It was just me and God, and I remember I said I have faith. And I remember I was sitting on my bed just waiting. And then when I'm like looking out the window, I see this big white van come. And it was time to go. And I remember I took my suitcase, I rolled it, I pulled the thing down and I carried it, whatever I did. I just got it out of the house. I shut the door, I walked down those steps, I said hi to everybody in the van, and they wanted to make sure I was Desiree Thompson. And I was like, yeah. And they put my stuff in the van, and then I got in it, and then I was driving away. Man, that was a miracle to get into that program. That that saved my life for real. You know, Job Corps, I really want to be a spokesperson for them. Like, I want to go to like their campuses, and I just want to talk to the kids there and just let them know, do not forget why you're here. Don't. Because when I was in Job Corps, listen, there's a lot of young girls and young boys, and we all have freedom. Even though we have our curfews, and even though the girls stay in one lounge and the boys stays in another, but still, you know, kids got ways to make things happen. And I just want to tell those kids that are in school right now, that are at Job Corps, because a lot of those kids are also like kids that were like behavioral, bad children. Some was in jail, some got in trouble by juvie, whatever the case is. Something happened, and I just want to tell them to just don't give up on yourself. Like, show up every day for you. You know, when I got the Job Corps, I didn't even know a meal 3 times a day existed. They fed us every day, 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I didn't know it even existed. And I remember I was like, why do they feed us so much? They're like, what are you talking about, Desert? This is normal. Yeah, it was like, it was food every day. And let me tell you, there was rotation. Like sometimes some kids, like each and every one of us were not excused from anything. Like we all had our jobs. We had jobs. Like when we were there, we were the ones that was preparing the food. We had to cook the food. We had to build some of our classrooms and stuff like that because we had like plastering, carpentry, bricklaying. We had all of that. Everything was there. Digital marketing. I think they had that. I think they had that. But it was like it was awesome. It was just like a miracle for real. It really was. Because it was just like, it was something that I really needed, and I'm really glad that I was there. I was there for 9 months. 9 months. It was like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes my mind, everything, like sometimes I just be like, I don't know this. I don't know. So I'll just be like, D. I remember when I had to take the tape test to uh to get into the nursing program. I took it as a joke. So because I took it as a joke, guess what? It prolonged my stay there because I had to stay in education until I um passed my exam, so I can become like get my diploma and stuff. Because like first you have to pass, like if you don't have a high school diploma, the first thing you have to do is you got to go through education. You go through education for a certain amount of time, and then you eventually have to take this tape test. And then when you take the tape test, that would determine if you can leave education or not. And I remember because I did so bad, like I did so bad on the tape test, I wasn't even able to go into my trade until I brought my grades up. So I was like put in overtime work, like every day, every day, every day, every day. I was going to school, sitting in front of the computer, learning, reading, doing math problems, doing questions, stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then I remember kids used to laugh at me and be like, oh, why are you're still in education? Like, da, 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 da. Like, it's just like, it's okay though, because like everybody learns in their own pace, okay? And then on top of that, I couldn't get out of education until they told me I could take the tape test again. So then one day, I don't know what it was, bro, but I felt really good that day. I remember I walked in and they said, Desiree, Desiree Thompson? I was like, yes. They're like, oh, you got to come with us. I was like, well, what's going on? They said, well, today's your tape test. You got to take your test again today. And I was like, oh my goodness, are you serious? They're like, yes, you got to take it today. I was like, bro, how am I going to do this? So then I ended up going to the bathroom. I said, can I go to the bathroom, sir? And they were like, oh, yeah, go ahead, go to the bathroom. So then I ended up going. Ugh, I gotta go to the back. Ooh, I'm stalling because I know I gotta go to the bathroom right now in a minute. But I ended up going into the bathroom and I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm like, what is happening? I was like, ugh. I was like, God, I said, Lord, please, 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 God, I said, please, if you can make this possible, if you can help me pass this test, I know I can do anything in the world. I said, I trust you, God, I trust you. So then I come out of the bathroom after I wash my hands, of course. And then I go into the room. They sit me in front of the computer, and they were like, "Okay, the timer's on. Good luck." Man, bro, when I tell you, I sat there and I was looking at every question. Like, I looked at this test, and I was just like going, 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 going. I was just boom, 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 boom. I knew everything. I knew what they were asking, what they were meaning. I just knew it, but I didn't know if I passed or not because I got done so bad. And they were like, "Okay, that's your time. We'll let you know. Um, we'll let you know if you passed or not." And they were like, "Thank you" or something. So then like, man, I was scared because you know why? They told me if I didn't pass this tape test that I wasn't gonna be able to do the CNA program. I would have to find another trade. So then I remember I went home that day to my lounge, and I remember I was just laying in the bed, and I remember um, someone told me, they were like, "Desiree, your your test results came in. Your test results are done." And I was like, "Really?" No, that was the next day. So I go to education like any other day. I go to the room where I took the test, and I think it was that room. I don't remember. And they were like, she was like, "Desiree," she said you didn't just pass the tape test. You almost tapped out. I was like, "What does that mean?" She said, "You scored the highest. You almost outscored. Like you scored so high." I was like, "What?" I was like, "I passed. Thank God." I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my gosh." She said, "So get out of here, kid. You're going to your trade. You're going into your CNA course now." And I was like, "What? Oh my God." I was so happy. I was like, "Oh man." So I was walking out of the education with my head held high and my chest up, and I ended up opening the doors to my new classroom. And oh, that's when everything began. Like, it was just so challenging, but I did it, and I was very proud of myself. Very proud of myself. It was a great experience. Like, you know, that's why I want to tell a lot of the kids in the world, like, just don't give up on you. Like, I know that there's a lot of us out there that learn differently than others, and some of us have it hard living situations, and you don't have the support that you need. But I want to just let them know, like, yo, you're doing amazing. You don't know, you making the decision to come here, you're saying that you want more for your life. You know what I mean? You're not just trying to be some drug dealer or some baby mama. You're out here making something out of yourself, so you can provide for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your future, and the door will open. And I remember my instructor used to say, she said, "Desiree," she said, "you're going to be a nurse someday." No, she told me, she was like, "You're going to make a good nurse." I said, "You can see me as a nurse?" She was like, "Yes." My instructor loved me, bro. Miss Anderson. She was something. I loved her. She was so real. Like, she didn't play. She wasn't old or anything, but you can tell, like, she's a strong woman, and I admired her a lot. I admired Miss Anderson. I loved how she was professional to an extent, because she was on some other stuff with the man from the teacher from plastering. She was up in there. Not gonna say nothing. Not gonna say nothing. Not gonna say nothing. But yeah, But it was a beautiful, honestly, it was a beautiful story. I was doing things that I never thought I would do. I was mountain climbing. I remember sometimes when we didn't have anything to do, like some of us would come, like get in a group and they'd be like, "Hey, let's go climb the mountains and shit." And I'd be like, "What? Climb mountains?" And we was up there, bro. We was up on the mountains in what was it? What was it? Mount Scott. I think it was Mount Scott. And we was out there climbing the mountains up on the rocks, going over them like we was just little adventurers. Like we was just outside. It was fun. I loved it. Mountain climbing, black folks out climbing mountain. Yes, there wasn't just black folks. There's white people out there too. Shoot, we was young. I remember we went through a safari. Like it's not a safari, but you know how you go through like, cause where we was at, we were staying. Um, dang, how can I say it? Like we were staying out in the middle of nowhere, like where the Indians were. We were out there by the Indians. We was in India, Oklahoma, and yeah, India, Oklahoma, and we were staying out there where they had like the safari. Like I want to call it a safari. I think it was called a safari. I can't remember, but pretty much like you can get on a ferry or something, like a bus. Like they put all of us on a bus and we all were like going through this these dirt, that's like this trail, and you could see like the animals and stuff. Like it was really cool. It was really cool. It was like educational. Like every time, everything there was like educational. I don't know, like I'm grateful for Job Corps because if I didn't go to Job Corps, I don't know where I would be right now. I don't know what I would be doing right now. I don't know who I would be. To be honest, nothing was going good. My mom, she lost her job. She couldn't afford the trailer park anymore. She couldn't afford food, groceries, electricity, nothing, and everything was just going bad. It was like at that time, everything was going so bad at that time. My mom, she just told me, she said, "Desiree, we gonna be on the streets? Huh? I ain't got no money. Can't pay the bills." I was just thinking, like, why don't you have any money? I don't know. But it was hard times, bro. It was like I was in the hard times of my life. I was like around people I was around bad people, bad boys. I got wrapped up with this one boy. He was a twin, and I remember one day I went over there. I met him at a party, and he was obsessed with me. I had on this sexy red dress, and when he saw me, he knew he wanted me, and I ended up going over his house one day or something, and we we messed around and everything, and I don't know, he didn't really have, I don't know what that was. That was terrible. Oh my God, I will never forget that. Like I was like, what the nigga? How you this fine, but you ain't got no, you missing something. Like you missing something. But yeah, he was terrible. And I remember how he would like. I remember he invited me to come over to the house one day, and I came over, and he was having a party, and he was talking to another girl or something, and I was just like aggravated. And I remember I was going to his room. I said, "Is my charger back here?" He tried to steal my charger. I remember that. And he was like, "This is why I don't mess with black bitches." I said, "What you say?" Oh, I freaking went off on him. Then his brother was like, "Let me show you how you handle a bitch." He took me, he picked me up, and then he threw me on the porch. And then he came out there. He threw my phone in the woods, and he treated me so bad. I remember that night I called my mom. I said, "Mom, can you come get me?" My mom came and got me. She's like, "Desiree, what's wrong? What's wrong?" I was like, "I got in a fight with him," and da da da. She's like, "You need to leave these ratchet niggas alone. They ain't shit out here." Da da da. Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I know that." I was like, "Mom, we're gonna have to come back later on tonight." She's like, "What you mean?" I was like, "He threw my phone. He threw my phone out there in the grass or something, so I'm gonna have to find it." So, yeah, it was like not a good place at all where I was at all. But um, I ended up graduating from Job Corps, and at the time, like with Job Corps was a program. So like if you go to the school, you stay there for however long you need to be there for your trade. Usually it's like a month. I mean 9 months to a year, and so you go there, you get a high school diploma, and then you get a trade, and then once you finish the program, you get up to $1,200, $1,200, 1,200 once you've completed the program. So when I completed, I got all that money, and yeah, it was a really nice. It was really rewarding. It really shaped me, it shaped my mind. It shaped my perspective of life. It changed everything about me that I wanted to change. And if I could ever say anything to anybody, it would be like, yo, stay in school. School is safe, safe. You just stay there, bro. Just if you can live there, live there. Yeah, thank you. Oh wow, you having fun. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, live it up, live it up. Cause that's yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna get off. I've been on here for 2 hours now, just running my mouth. I gotta go to the bathroom. So, oh, thanks. Thank you. It was a good one. I would say it was positive, right? It was positive. It wasn't dark and dreary. It was like, some hardships and some scary moments. But hey, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm still here. I'm still functioning. I'm still working. Yeah. But all right. Thank you so much. So much, so much, so much. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to get off now. Get ready for bed so I can get up in like 2, 3, 4 hours. Yeah, I think so. Conversations is always good. Yeah. But all right. Sending love to you. Be great. Be blessed. Enjoy life. Oh, thank you. And just take off. Bye, guys.